All right. I think it's recording. It should be recording. Okay. Thanks guys for jumping on tonight since April's out and joining Alicia and I. My name is Danielle, if you don't already know that. This is my third month being a coach, I think. So it's pretty exciting that I get to talk to you guys. I'm going to talk to you about starting out the month strong and kind of what I do to make sure that I start out strong and then have the whole month to go. So I don't know about you guys, but I like to know early that I'm going to hit Success Club. So I try and hit Success Club within like the first 2 weeks so that it's done. I don't have to worry about it. And okay. So that it's done. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to stress about it. And then it kind of helps me relax and go through the rest of the month and just do my thing. So I try to plant seeds the whole month and check in with people and invite them to the free group. I try and get a lot of people into the free group, and I've had really, really good luck with that. And a lot of it's just been what April suggested, just talking to them, informing them, and then just saying, hey, I don't know if you're interested, but I have this free workout group that I would love to have you join. I've actually probably in the like 600 to 700 people I've messaged, I've had one girl tell me no. Everybody else will be like, yeah, sure, that sounds great. They may never participate and they may never message me back again, but at least they say yes, and I'm planting the seed and I'm getting them in the free workout group. So then I will still talk to them, throughout the month, ask them how their workouts are doing. And then usually if it's somebody that I really think is going to want one of the programs, about mid-month, I start kind of working on, I think the 21-day fix would be great for you. Or do you like to dance? Would you like to do size? And then because most people I've found are not like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's sign up tonight. It takes them all a couple weeks to kind of get used to it. They need some time to think about it. So I found that if I start the middle of the month asking and getting them on board, that by the end of the month or even that first week of the following month, they're ready to do it. Like I had a girl actually today that I messaged the beginning of last month that was like, no, I don't know, I'll have to think about it. She messaged me today out of the blue and was like, okay, I'm in, sign me up, let's go, I want to do this. So, it's the third day and I already have one person signed up. And that way I kind of can have more people. I have a whole list of people that I can start working on at the beginning of the month so that I can get Success Club out of the way. And the very first month I found this is I hit Success Club 5 and it was kind of like, oh, okay, I can breathe. I don't have to do as much now. I hit my goal, so now we'll just see what happens. And then August was Team Cup and I hit Success Club 5 and then I was like, well, now I want to hit Success Club 10. So I found now that I hit it and then I keep going and keep seeing where I can go, and it kind of helps push me forward to not get static and not get complacent. And I forgot what I was going to say. And I try and message people like all month, and it's even if they don't message me back, I'll give it like 2-3 weeks, and then I'll check back in and say, hey, how are you doing? I saw you just got back from vacation or whatever. Even if they never respond, I'm still checking in, but I'm not cramming the programs down their throat, or I'm not pushing more of the programs. I'm just genuinely seeing how they're doing. And I know the one thing I struggled with when I first started was the forming, because it seemed like I had all these people on my contact list that I didn't know, and I felt so awkward just messaging them and then being like, okay, so I've never actually met you. Where do you work? What do you do for fun? So I've started now, like I'll message them. If I don't know who they are and we just have a ton of mutual friends, I'll message them and just say, hey, it's really nice to meet you. I saw we have a ton of mutual friends and I love meeting new people and making connections. How are you doing? And I've had a lot more success with that versus the other one of just, hi, how are you? And how's work? And how's the family? And these people are like, I don't know who you are. Why are you asking me these awkward questions? Like, are you some kind of creepy stalker? So then I get that out of the way. And then like a week later, I can go back in and start forming them because I started liking their posts. I started interacting with them. So they kind of are more familiar with me. And I've had a lot more interaction with them when I message them the second time and start forming them. And then I can ask them to join the free group. Or some of them have actually wanted information like right away on the 21-day fix because they're like, oh, what's this program that you're doing? Or, I like to dance. What's that program about? So I've had really, really good luck with that. And I got a planner. Like when I started, I was like, oh, I don't need a planner. I'm good. I'll just make a note and I'll go off that. But I was wrong. And April has, I think it's in the Team Run Pink, Run Happy group. She has her contact database and it's in Excel. I'll see if I can find it and like tag it so it comes back up, but I'm pretty sure it's in there. If not, it's in the important Team Run Pink, Run Happy. But it's an Excel sheet where you can put all of your contacts, and then there's a tab for all of your coaches and a tab for all of your customers, and then a tab for all of your leads from Beachbody once you hit Emerald. And I started putting everybody in that. And what's really nice is Excel has that feature where if you're duplicating, it'll try and pre-fill the cell for you. So if you're going through and you're adding new people to the list, if it's somebody that you already have on your list, it'll try and pre-fill it. So that way I know, oh, this person's already on the list. I've already talked to them. So I don't put them back on. And then there's also a numbering system of, if you've messaged them, if you've formed them, if you've invited them, if they've bought, if they've committed, that kind of thing. That has been so, so helpful. So I strongly suggest if you don't have a contact list or any kind of organization to go that route, or even just start on a piece of paper, just something, just make sure you are doing a contact list to work from. And then I got a planner, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but like this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I put my 3 to 5 people that I want to start a new conversation with. I put Facebook and Instagram in 3 little boxes so that I know I'm going to post 3 times to that. And then I have a follow-up column, and I highlight those in yellow. I have a follow-up or a invite column. Those people are in green. And then I have an invite to coaching column, and those people are in pink if I have anybody. And that has really helped me stay on track. And then I can flip back through, and normally like the last week of the month, I'll flip back through and see who I had already invited that maybe didn't pull the trigger, or who had asked and just wasn't quite ready maybe a month ago. And then I go back in and I follow up with those people again and see if they're ready to start this next month. Or I'll say, hey, I'm getting ready to start another 3-week boot camp. I know you weren't ready last month, but we're going to start it up again in a couple weeks. If you're ready, I would love to have you join us this month. And that way I've already kind of put it into these people's minds a week before the new month so that they have a week to think about it. And then by the first of the month, if they're ready, they're going to sign up. And then I can easily get my 3 to 4 people within the first 2 weeks of the month, and then hit Success Club, and then kind of be able to breathe, and then get into my routine of messaging and forming and checking in. Does anybody have any questions so far? Am I just kind of rambling? But okay. So that's normally how I start out. I mean, I know I've only been doing this a few months, but it's really worked well for me. And because I'm such an obsessive person until I hit until I see that it says Success Club, and then I can kind of breathe. So I like to get it out of the way, get done. And that's kind of why I push so hard the last week of the month, so that I can know that I have, at least 10 people to try and get into my challenge groups the first week. And then, out of those 10, maybe 3 will sign up. So that's kind of what I do to start out the month. If you guys think of any questions, you can ask, or you can even message me or anything. But that's kind of what I do to start out strong. Sorry. Okay. So I guess if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to let Alicia take over. I know she had some other things that she was going to talk about. So go ahead.
I think April had a question for you in the chat.
Oh. Okay. Okay. The objection that I get the most and how I combat it is I really haven't had a ton of objections. I mean, I really haven't had anybody object to the money. It's just everybody seems like they're just not at the right time. So, and if they're not, I back off. I don't want to come across salesy and push it down their throat. And I just, back off. I'll give them like a week, and then I'll check back in and just say, hey, how are you doing? I was thinking about you. And I've had good luck with that, because then they don't feel like I'm pressuring them. And I know for myself, and April will probably agree with this, and she was probably ready to strangle me. I went back and forth it was like 3 months from like the first time I talked to her and was like, okay, I think I'm going to do this. And then it was like, well, no, I don't want to spend the money. And then it was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm all in. And then it was like, well, no, maybe not now. And then it was finally, I was like, okay, I'm in, let's sign it up. And I kind of hit the ground running, and it has to be when you're ready, you're going to make it work. So I don't want to push anybody. And because I know that's how I was, and I knew I wanted it. I just didn't know how bad I wanted it until I started. So I try not to push anybody. And that's really the biggest objection I have, is just people say that they're all in, and then I don't hear from them, or then they're like, well, this came up, or I had a family emergency and this came up and I don't have the money now. And so that's kind of what I do. And then I just keep checking in with them, let them know like I'm here, and then they come around. I've had 2 people that have done that were all in, and then I never heard from, and then all of a sudden I would keep checking in, and then all of a sudden they were like, all right, sign me up, let's do it. And then they were ready. So, all right, any other questions? All right. It's all you, Alicia.
Thanks, Danielle. I really liked your check boxes in your planner. I'm still trying to figure out my organization system. I've seriously tried everything under the sun, and I'm still kind of figuring it out. But I like the check boxes in the planner for your Facebook and Instagram posts, because mentally I try and keep a checklist in my head, and that doesn't always work. So I think I might try that out. So Today I'm going to talk about a couple of things. One thing that I think I consistently do with potential clients is trying to get them on the phone or having in-person meetings with them when discussing products. I feel like not only do people have a harder time saying no to your face. I'm sorry, hold on one second. No, I did not. Sorry. Do people have a harder time saying no to your face, but it just adds more value when you get on the phone with somebody versus like hiding behind, messaging and Instagram, or not Instagram, but Facebook Messenger and text messaging. It just kind of puts you out there, and it makes you really vulnerable to get on the phone. And sometimes I would get on the phone with people when I started and I would spew, like word vomit all over the place. And they'd be like, okay, thanks, I'll let you know. And I'd hang up the phone and I'd be like, oh my God, what did I just do to that person? Like they're never coming back. They're never coming back. But over time, you kind of revamp, you read the scripts, you go back to it, I'll even talk to myself in the mirror and, or just in general or out loud. I have conversations with myself all the time. And you just get better at it. You get more comfortable with it, and it just tends to start flowing. Like you just kind of get your rhythm when you talk to people about products, and it starts to flow a little bit more. You start out and you say, okay, so do you struggle with fitness or nutrition or both? And then they're kind of like, they pick their answer, and you're like, okay, well, I've got something that for me personally has helped combat. For me, it was both, like fitness and nutrition. And it helped teach me X, Y, and Z. And this is, what I found from using the program. And, I would kind of put myself out there like, this is how I felt it worked for me and what I did, but not overkill where it's all about me. Definitely, ask questions about them because it's about them. It's not about you. So make sure that you are reminding yourself not to make the whole conversation about you and your results, and just kind of insert tidbits about that in there, here and there, while making the whole conversation about them and what they hope to achieve and their goals and their struggles. So I've found that, by doing the in-person meetings and the on-phone calls, that I've had a lot more success versus Facebook Messenger, where I can see that you read my message and then you don't respond to me ever. So that's one thing that I like to do with people. I'll just ask them, hey, can I give you a call? I'd rather, talk to you over the phone about this versus texting with my fat fingers on my tiny phone, all the information that you're interested in. So that's how I get them on the phone. Another thing that I have to talk about is consistency and social media posting. For me, I'm just as guilty as varying from week to week how consistent I am with posting. But I found that when I have a whole week and I've dedicated, not just posting about me and my success and my results and my story, but just in general, like putting my life out there and my family out there, and just, sharing in my hobbies, and although currently it's just been work and family, that people can relate to you better. If you don't post anything about yourself and then you want to talk to someone about a product, they're like, okay, I don't know anything about you, and you're sitting here trying to tell me, to buy the 21-day fix when I don't know who you are, and I don't know what you do, and I don't know what your family is all about, and what your, morals are. You could be a soulless person just trying to make a commission off of me. So putting yourself out on social media, I feel like gives people a way to relate to you. And, they can see you as a person and know that you're really there for them, and that you're really there to help them reach their goals, versus just being a robot and throwing, spam in their face with Beachbody and 21-day fix and Shakeology. So just try your hardest to be as consistent as you can and posting on social media. And it's scary and it's hard to come out there because you will get sometimes you get ridiculed from family, from friends, from coworkers, and it's not everybody's gonna like you, and not everybody's gonna want to see your posts every day. I had an old coworker text me and was like, what the hell is up with all your posts on Facebook? And I was like, well, what do you mean? And he's like, well, you know, it's just all fitness and it's just not like you. And I was like, well, you know, I'm not trying to be rude. I was like, but I just, you know, I'm just kind of really proud of myself. I've never been in shape like this before. I'm just trying to share my success with people. And, you know, if you don't like my posts, you're more than welcome to unfollow my newsfeed. And I don't in any way, shape, or form mean this to be rude or, you know, say that I don't want to be your friend because you don't like my Facebook post, but you can unfollow me. And he kind of never really said anything again after that. But I mean, you know what? If for every 10 person that likes my posts, there's one person that doesn't, okay, I'm all right with that. You don't have to like what I put out there, but I feel like I need to share it with you. So just get over that, you know, feeling of being butthurt, quote unquote, that I've heard from Kelly and April so much. Just get over it and just put yourself out there, because that's the only way you're really going to have success with this business. And one huge way to get over that fear is by doing your personal development. I can't tell you I started as a coach at the end of April, and I think it was the end of April. Anyways, April would check in on me and be like, how's your personal development going? And I had the compound effect. I had started reading it. I was like 5 pages into it. And I was like, oh, well, you know, I'm kind of having a hard time sitting down and reading. And April was like, you have to make it non-negotiable. Personal development is huge. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay, sure, yeah, whatever. And it took me probably a good month after that to really, you know, she was like, unplug, take a half an hour right now. I want you to get off the phone, turn off your Wi-Fi, put on an airplane mode, you know, whatever you have to do, sit down for half an hour and read the compound effect. I was like, all right, fine. So I sat down, half an hour, I put a timer on because I had 1,000,001 things to do that day, and I made it a priority. I sat down and I read it, and I wanted to keep reading. I really did, but honestly, I think I had work or school, or I don't know what it was, so I had to stop. But personal development has brought me so far, and not even just for my business, but for me personally, being comfortable with myself and confident, or more so than I was before. And, you know, if you don't always have time to sit down and read, that's fine. Find something that helps you. I listen to Shailene Johnson's podcasts like religiously in my car. So I've downloaded a podcast app to my phone. My car has a USB port and it's Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, whatever. And I listen to it in the car ride, you know, as I'm going to point A to point B, and I'll pause it. And then when I get back in the car, I listen to the rest of it. And while I might not be able to take notes while I'm driving, I try and mentally, you know, think about the things that she's talking about, or what her guests are talking about. And then I might go back later at home and listen to it and write down notes. But find something that works for you as far as personal development goes, because it's huge and it really will make a difference in everything that you do. And it's turned my personality around like tenfold. I mean, my best friends have noticed it. My husband has noticed it. Like, I'm way more positive and upbeat about life in general than I ever have been before. Because I used to be like, why is this happening to me? You know, F this, F that, you know, bad shit always happens to me. No, it doesn't. But when something bad happens to me or happened to me, I would just sit on it forever. And I just wouldn't let it go. So personal development has just helped me come a long way. And April says, national wake-up calls and team call recordings should be non-negotiable. Free personal development. This is true. Although I will admit to everyone on here, I have yet to listen to a national wake-up call. So I've saved them all in my email. I have every single one. I just haven't listened to them yet. I'm awful. So I'm sorry, April. Don't hate me. But yes, definitely personal development. 100. Seriously, I know it was 150% personal development every day. You know, as much as you possibly can, because it will steer your business in a completely different direction and give you a whole new outlook on why you are a Beachbody coach and what you are meant to do as a Beachbody coach and helping other people achieve their goals. So I don't have too much else besides that. I could ramble on forever, but I won't. So I guess we can open up the floor to anybody that has questions, that, you know, has thought about anything in the past that they, you know, might not understand. You know, you'll never learn if you don't ask questions. So if you have anything at all, we do have April on here. So if Danielle and I can't answer your question, I'm sure April can. So yeah, feel free to ask some questions, Peeps.
I definitely need to get better about the face-to-face. I'm one that I hide behind Facebook Messenger and emails because it's my comfort zone, but I need to get better about getting people on the phone and the face-to-face interaction.
Yeah.
Confession.
Yeah. We can have a confession forum if everybody needs to.
Alicia, can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay, so if you're listening to Shalene's podcast, download the Team Beachbody podcast. All of the National Wake Up Calls are there. So you can always listen to those.
Yeah, I think I have Team Beachbody on my podcast. I'm just addicted to Shalene.
It's so good.
I love
she
her.
has the Shalene show, and then the is it Build Your Tribe? Yeah, I love her, and she has such good people on there. Like, they have people that are like the experts in whatever. So one guy was there talking about YouTube and like how you don't want to upload a YouTube video and be like, my first YouTube video, because nobody goes on YouTube and searches for my first YouTube video. So you kind of think about what the topic is and think, if I was searching for something along this lines, like, how would I search that? How would I actually type it into YouTube? And you can kind of even do a little research by typing things that come up, if they have a bunch of views. I started just doing stuff like that, and the girl come up to me the other day doing a Charlotte thing, and this girl was like, oh my god, I watched 2 videos the other day. I just like searched it and you came up, and it was like one that I had changed after hearing that. So she always has really good people on. I love her. But yeah, listen to the National Wake Up Calls.
I know. I need to do that. I'm bad.
Monday was supposed to be really good. Wait, was that the second? Yeah, today's Thursday. Oh, I don't even know how this week went so fast. But I think the one from this week was supposed to be really good. She talked about like leading with relationships. So that would be a really good one to listen to. And on that app, all of the summit recordings are there too. I don't know if they got the 2014 stuff, but the 2014 are.
I did listen to the one that everyone recommended for the Team Cup. I think it was Meg something, maybe? I forget. It was before Team Cup started, and everyone was like, listen to this one. So I did listen to that one.
Meg Wozniak or
Wisniewski.
Yeah.
I shared a video of hers too, of a really awesome way that she talks to people through Pinterest now. It's amazing. So I'm going to start doing that. Basically, she is in Janelle Summers' downline, and she's like pregnant right now. So she goes through Pinterest and search like healthy pregnancy pins. And if it's been pinned a couple hundred times, then she goes and kind of sees like different people that have pinned that certain post or something. She'll kind of go look at their board and be like, oh, gluten-free, or, their boards, oh, this and this. So she seems like somebody I want to connect with. And then if their thing is connected to Facebook, you can pay $1 and it can go directly into their inbox. If you just send them a message, they won't probably check it because most people don't know they have another folder. You can pay $1 and it goes right into their direct inbox. And she just has the scripted response like, hey, I saw your, healthy pregnancy board. I'm actually also like 20 weeks pregnant. Da, 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 da. Like a really sweet, thing, like asking her more information about her pregnancy and stuff like that. And so I was going to do it with like running. You could do it with, whatever. But I was like, oh my gosh, that's so smart. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can just type in Meg. This was in the Team Run Pink Run Happy group, and you can search for like the video I shared. I think Janelle Summers hosted it, and then she talked on it.
I think I might have listened to that one too. Maybe I've watched a couple and I don't really realize it.
Probably. But yeah, such good information from both of you guys, so thank you. I'll let anybody else. Stacy, ask some questions. I know you got some, girl.
Hold on, you. Here we go. Got anything, Stacy? Oh, I can't hear you. There, I heard your dog. I can't hear you.
Wow, that is awesome.
Are you on your phone or your computer, Stacy? I guess
Your
I should do
iPad?
it. At the bottom left, you can look at your audio. Make sure you haven't muted yourself. Well, you don't look like you're muted.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's on.
Oh, that's so weird. Stacey, we can get on a three-way call with Alicia after this, though. So let's see who else is on. Jessie is listening from her pocket. Tasha is driving. Tasha, do you have any questions or anything? Tasha, can you hear me?
And she's gone.
Oh, it's like
That's
the mouth
all right.
is
This
moving.
was fun.
This was fun. So, yeah, thank you so much for hosting. You guys just both did so awesome. And I hope that you start doing this, with your girls, even if it's, every other week or what, as you build coaches, it's the most important thing you can do is just get that knowledge that's helped you to them. And so even if it's a recording that they have to listen to later or something, that's going to be direct knowledge that has helped you in your business. So, yeah, thank you so much. You guys did awesome. And I'm so excited for this month. And I sent off my leaderboard for the end of August. I haven't gotten it back yet. So I was hoping I would have that for you, but I don't. So, okay, so what are your Success Club goals for September before we go? We just have a couple more minutes.
Success Club 10 and 1 coach.
Woo!
That will make me Emerald.
Yay! What about you, Alicia?
Success Club 20 and 1 coach, and all 3 of them to remain active. So I can get my Emerald status back.
Well, they will remain active for at least 5 weeks after they buy a challenge pack. So
Yeah.
at least that much.
Yes, please.
So, okay,
Sorry.
cool.
I'll get back.
Well, go ahead and you can make sure you stop the recording, Danielle, when we're finished, and then you'll upload it to YouTube, and then you can share the link with everyone. And yeah, thanks so much for hosting. I really appreciate it because my internet is going in and out. Bye.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.